True McFly coming at you with another Pickups on the Fly, brought to you by Rambo 3 on the Sega Genesis, because I'm wearing my Reading Rambo shirt. This shirt is freaking awesome. I mean, Jordan LaForge, it's just full of double entendres and all that good stuff. But I just decided to play some Rambo 3 on the screen for you. And the first thing I picked up was, I got this off Amazon. It's an HD link cable for your Xbox, original Xbox. As far as I know, this is the only one that, only person that makes one. It takes about a month for him to process one. As you can see, it's playing pretty nicely. This is my modded Xbox here, running off the HDMI. It's not an upscaler, but it does kind of help clean up the signal a little bit. And when you enable the Xbox games on there to 480i, 780, and it does make them pretty clean on there. Still they kind of look a little bad on the HD TV, but it's not bad. It's $25, so you can't beat that. So next stuff, I picked this up off Facebook Marketplace. If you watched my last video, you saw that I picked up NASCAR Heat 2. It's going for like $20 I picked it off of eBay. Well, a guy was selling one on Facebook Marketplace, but this is the Xbox One version, and I got this up for sale. Again, my Xbox One is only for exclusives, so this one's up for sale. And it will be sold by the time you see this, because it's probably going to be a month or two after I record this. I'm trying to get this stuff put away. But actually, Rambo 3, I've never played it. That looks pretty fun. Looks like a little fun run and gun. I might have to play that after I'm done making this video. So, NASCAR Heat 2. My train of thought always bounces back and forth. I apologize. The next thing, I stopped into Gamestop. I was in an area to make a Facebook Marketplace deal, which you will see next video. But I was in an area that I was talking to a guy at work, and he's into strategy RPGs, or tactical RPGs, as it were. And he has his whole website dedicated to it. It's called Play What You Like. If you look up Play What You Like Strategy RPGs, he actually writes, has videos, has a real nice, clean website. He gets a lot of traffic. He used to be a game developer. He worked on games. He worked on Goofy's Historical Magical Tour, or the one on the Genesis, Goofy's, not Goof Troop, but Historical Tour. He worked on Superman Returns, which is the Xbox and PS2 and GameCube game. He worked on that game, and there's a couple more he worked on. He got tired. He said, I asked him, why is he a guard here? He's a security guard, older. He said, you wouldn't believe how the life, you're moving from here to there, you work on a project, you work on a project, and they cancel it, and you put all this hard work in. He said, you make a lot of money, but you work a lot, and you're constantly moving from state to state. So, real nice guy, great guy. We talk about games all the time, but he basically, all he plays is strategy RPGs. So, we looked up this one game. I'll just go ahead and show you. XCOM Enemy Unknown. He didn't know if this was... I told him this is basically a strategy game. Strategy tactical. And he was like, it's kind of been on my radar, but I don't really know if it's something I like. So I looked up the GameStop app, and there was one for $2.99 in a town way far away. And it was the closest one. So he said, well, I'm not going up there to get it. And we looked up the second one, Enemy Within, and they had one at a store by his house. So he said he was going to go pick that up after work. But I was going up to that area to make a Facebook Marketplace deal, and I decided to stop in that GameStop and pick this up for him and give it to him. So this was $2.99. But as I was there, they said there was a 4 for $20 sale going on that I didn't know about. And any game $9.99 or under was 4 for $20. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games for $50 because this was $2.99, And I bought 4 games that were $2.99 just so they didn't fall under the category of 4 for $20. He said, "Don't worry about it. You'll get the best deal." And it's true. It's $50.02. So I got XCOM Enemy Unknown. And now I have this digitally. I should have asked if they had another one. I should have grabbed it. But I have it digitally, and I haven't played it yet. My son loves the XCOM games. It is something I want to get to. So there's that. These are all the $2.99 ones. Mercenaries, World in Flames. I heard this game was good. Never played it. I heard it's a Merc sequel. If you remember the old Mercs from the Sega Genesis. Great game. That one's not complete. Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Heard this one was good. I got this one in a Xbox Facebook Market deal not too long ago. But I don't have it on the PS3. Sold that one, the Xbox, so I want to give that a try. This one I've always wanted to try. I've almost picked it up a couple times at the Family Video, 3 for $21. But it actually only goes for like $5, so I never did pull the trigger, and I'm glad I didn't. And it's Starhawk, and this one is complete. It says best multiplayer at E3 back then. I've read some, this is a strategy game as well. I read some reviews on it, and it just didn't translate well to the controller. It wasn't until like this generation they started putting good strategy games on the consoles, and someone said that was because of the controller, but that's not the issue, because it's basically the same controller now as it was back then. PS3 compared to PS4. So I look forward to trying it. I heard that the controls kind of ruin it, but we'll see. And then the rest I picked up. These were, well, this was the cheapest one, was $4.99. Eel 2 Stroganoff or Sturmanov or Birds of Prey. I had this one before and I sold it. I enjoyed it. I got to one part and I couldn't get past it. But I sold it to get a PS4 game or something because it was still commanding a little bit of money. I'm glad to have it back because I did enjoy playing it. A little more linear than I want in a playing game, but it's still good. One I've always been interested in, this is a later release. It's kind of a Nazi movie, Nazi game, World War II, I think. It's one I've always wanted to try, and I've never been able to find it for a good price. And it's always been halfway. It goes for a little bit on eBay, but GameStop always had it for kind of super cheap, but I could never find a GameStop that had it. But it's Enemy Front. Sniping, stealth, sabotage, or brute force. The choice is yours. Brute force. That's me. And this one is complete. So, like I said, it's had a $6.99, but these are the playing game and the rest are 4 for $20. So I got these games all for $40. The next one I went ahead and picked up. I almost picked up the original Tomb Raider, which I have on a PS4, the remake. But this one I got the triple pack, and it's Just Cause, Sleeping Dogs, and Tomb Raider. Which Sleeping Dogs is a game of the month when I'm filming this. I do have Sleeping Dogs on the PS4 that I will be busting open next week. I have 1 week to finish the game of the month. I've still been sealed for 3 years. But I plan on playing that next week. But I figured I might as well just go ahead and pick up the 3-pack set. And I'll pick up the Tomb Raider variant, the single one, later down the line. Because I'm sure sooner or later I will find it for dirt cheap. But it is still over, a little bit of money. But it's not complete. I don't know if these had manuals with them. There's a couple of these. There's like the 2K Essentials and all that. I probably need to find those because I have a feeling those are going to be hard to find. The next one I played a little bit on the original, the 360. But it's the original BioShock. And this one's going back up in price. BioShock 2 and Infinite are falling down in price. This one's starting to go up. And I originally picked out a greatest hits copy, but they went ahead and gave me this one, which is fine because the manual is in awesome condition. And I have the original, there's an original receipt here. Riley bought it for $8.99. Or Riley was the person that sold it. What all did this person buy? Let's see. Pro member since 2010. Rookie, whoever you are. It says, thanks, Hope Pike. Hope Pike. P-Y-K-E bought it. She bought BioShock. It was $8.99. So, when did she buy it? Back last January. Last January. It was cheaper than it is now. So, if you don't have BioShock, go out and get it because it's going up in price. When I played a little bit of it, it was pretty good. I'll stop crinkling that because I know how annoying I can get on the... Sorry, I digress. Again. So, pick up BioShock if you haven't already. Have it. The next one I know is going to be hard to find because it's probably a terrible game. Made by a publisher called Deep Silver. And it's Prison Break, The Conspiracy. And this one's not complete. But this one's going to be worth something. Or not worth something. It might be worth something, but it's going to be hard to find. I've never heard anybody talk about this game. I remember the TV show lasted like five seconds. And so they based it off that. Never watched it. Have a feeling this one is going to be very obscure here after a couple years. Next one I went and picked up. It's the only Battlefield game. Well, that's not true. But I picked it up because it's $10. I heard, or $4 for $20. I heard it wasn't very good, and that's the Battlefield Hardline. And this one is complete. This is later in the life, so they've really got rid of manuals. It's gripping and get your heart going, is what GamesBeat said. But I heard this is very terrible. Online sucks. The story sucks. But might be right up my alley because I suck. Not in the way you guys think I just suck. I'm sorry. Whatever that meant. Okay, picked up a copy. I've been wanting this game for a while. I have the first one. And it's White Knight Chronicles 2. And this one's getting hard to find. This one is complete. And I haven't played the first one. I heard the second one was better than the first. I heard the first one was not very good. It was kind of grindy. Got same old. Which most RPGs do. But there was something about White Knight Chronicles that someone didn't like. And I forget what they said they didn't like. But apparently it wasn't very good. So I picked up this one. And it says... includes the fully remastered White Knight Chronicles, the first one. So, I might just go ahead and play it on here. I'm going to be suggesting probably White Knight Chronicles for Game of the Month, the long-ass Game of the Month, which is a role-playing game. Right now, we're playing Final Fantasy 13, which I'm done, I think, playing. I might pop it in again, but I'm about 2 hours in, and it's just not a good game. It's beautiful, it's just not a very good game. But I might suggest this one for the next, at least the White Knight Chronicles, the first one. And the last one, I was surprised I found it for this price. It's God of War Ascension, and this one does go for quite a bit more than $10. But I'm glad I found it for $5, basically, $4 for $20. This is actually my first God of War game I have on the PS3. I had a couple on the PS2. Excuse me. And they're okay games, hack and slash, and mindless fun. Never really got into them, no. But I did enjoy Shadows of Mordor when I played it, and it's kind of the same thing. Well, not kind of. It's anyway, we'll give that a try someday. The next thing I picked up, the last thing is the eBay purchase, and I went ahead and picked it. Got a good price, made a best offer. They accepted it. And it was the Little Big Planet 2 Collector's Edition. So this is my third Collector's Edition. If you see, it comes with the little Sackboy, the two bookends there. I did open it up and look at it, and it came from a bigger shop on eBay. So it said the DLC was taken, which this is a lot that you got for it. I got it for $30, and you got all these characters, suits like Gonzo and Ratchet and Clank. You can put your little Sackboy in. But they said the code was used, and I think it was just because he had a couple of them. And because here's the game. You can see if you open it up, which is in the PS3 because my son wanted to play it. the code is still unscratched. So the code is not used. So for $30, I picked that up. Anyway, thank you all for watching. See you next time. Sorry to ramble like usual, but that's me. And you watch me, and you're the sucker. Later.